Historically, the stretch between September through to December, that has always been considered one of the most lucrative periods of the year for commodity traders. And so far that trend, it is certainly living up to expectations. A long list of Wall Street banks, from Goldman Sachs to JP Morgan to Bank of America, they have described the current economic climate as the golden age of trading. This comes as no surprise. That is fueling one of the greatest wealth transfers the world has seen. This is presenting savvy traders with back-to-back money-making opportunities almost on a daily basis. This month, the commodity markets, they reached a record net flow of $450 million. That's the second largest monthly inflow into commodities seen this year, and this could just be the beginning. Traders, they're pumping more money into commodities right now at one of the fastest paces ever seen. This is to capitalize on the biggest macro themes driving the markets right now, everything from re-accelerating inflation to the de-dollarization movement to an escalating global food crisis, which is sending agriculture prices skyrocketing to all-time record highs. And just in case that wasn't enough, traders, they're now on the cusp of being gifted with even more lucrative money-making opportunities from the BRICS major expansion to create a new world order, all topped off with a return to the global energy crisis 2.0, which has flared up again after crude oil and natural gas prices, they surged to the highest levels seen this year. This cocktail of explosive events, which traders will not want to miss out on, that is guaranteed to be a license to print money and drive market sentiment over the next 120 days. In fact, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of America, they've already begun preparing their clients for what they predict could be one of the most lucrative periods of the year. If you've been kicking yourself for missing out on some of the biggest trading events so far this year, and you still want to make 2023 your biggest year ever, then you've just been granted the ultimate opportunity. You cannot talk about commodities without mentioning energies, and that's because crude oil and natural gas prices, they're whipping up an explosive money-making storm. Crude oil snatched the headlines last week with a blistering rally that saw prices reach the highest levels seen this year. On Friday, WTI crude oil surged above $85 a barrel, whilst Brent crude oil that soared above $88 a barrel to hit fresh 2023 highs. Both benchmarks, they've tallied up a stunning gain of over 20% since August, with a long list of Wall Street banks now calling for prices to top $100 a barrel by year end. Elsewhere in the commodity markets, the disruptive impact of global warming and climate change that has sent agricultural commodities from orange juice to coffee to sugar to corn to wheat to cocoa to soybeans and rice prices skyrocketing to all-time record highs. Orange juice prices, they've quadrupled this year. They're setting new record highs almost every week. Elsewhere, cocoa prices, they've risen 400% from their lows, while sugar prices, they've wrapped up phenomenal gains of over 450%. During the previous commodity supercycle in the early 2000s, agricultural prices, they posted a whopping gain of 4,000% within a 10-year stretch. If history is anything to go by, this rally is just getting started. And as traders know, there's a very strong correlation between commodity prices and inflation. When commodity prices accelerate at a red-hot pace, so does inflation. Now, according to the US Federal Reserve's own economist, the uptick in agriculture and energy prices, that is a very reliable indicator that inflation could be heading back up in the fourth quarter of this year. In other words, a second wave of inflation is on the way. In an ideal world, to get inflation down to the Fed's desired 2% target, oil prices, they would need to fall back below $60 a barrel and stay there. But unfortunately, with Saudi Arabia's aggressive policy aimed at keeping oil prices high, $80 a barrel appears to be the new floor of the market. Elsewhere, energy prices in the United States, which alone make up 8% of the CPI, they are back on the rise again, with the average price of a gallon of gasoline sitting around $3.82. That's the second highest price for this time of year since 2004. The only time the national average has been higher for this period was last summer, when prices hit $3.85 a gallon. Meanwhile, European natural gas prices, they're currently 6 times higher than they usually are for this time of year, trading at the equivalent of more than $600 a barrel, and we haven't even entered the winter months yet. As a result, 50% of the world's essential industrial metals, from aluminium to copper to cobalt to nickel to lithium to palladium to platinum to uranium to zinc to rare earth metals, that production has now been forced offline this month due to the huge spike in energy prices. Once the colder weather kicks in, This will inevitably drive energy prices higher, ultimately making it more expensive to produce essential commodities. This will lead to further global production cuts, mining and refinery closures, and skyrocketing shipping costs, opening the door to a major squeeze in commodity prices ahead. Extraordinary times, they do create extraordinary opportunities, and right now, as traders, we are living in some of the most exciting and rewarding times ever in history. As we head into the final 4 months of the year, we are heading into a highly lucrative event-driven period, and if you want to successfully navigate these markets to capitalize on the huge money-making opportunities ahead and build substantial life-changing wealth, then you need to utilize a research-driven trading approach. If you know how to connect the dots and position yourself in the right place at the right time, ready to capitalize on the huge money-making opportunities that are currently unfolding, then you'll make a fortune and build substantial life-changing wealth. According to Bloomberg, banks and hedge funds, they're making multi-billions capitalizing on the week-to-week macro-driven opportunities, and it's not so different for our clients at the Gold and Silver Club. The majority of our clients at the Gold and Silver Club, utilizing our proprietary research-driven trading approach, they've already made in excess of 6 and 7 figures so far this year, and we still have another 4 months left to go. In fact, all of our clients, they're already being fully briefed, prepared, and ready to make the final 4 months of the year the biggest and best yet. If you've been kicking yourself for missing out on some of the biggest trading events so far this year, and you still want to make 2023 your best year yet, then go to jointhegoldandsilverclub.com now to learn how a mentorship program can take your trading to the next level. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. So with that, let's move over to the charts here, and I'll talk you through exactly what we're looking at as we go into a new week. So last week, we definitely took the opportunity here on the pump that we saw right at the end of the week. For the very last trading day of August, we banked 800 points with our clients at the Gold and Silver Club on platinum. We banked 560 points here on gold. We banked 175 points here on copper, and we also banked 180 points here on silver. So as you know, we had been buying the swing lows in the middle of August here in anticipation for the BRICS Summit and also the Jackson Hole Symposium and the typical pump that you get right at the end of August. All of this has played out and the trap has now been set. As we mentioned to you, many traders, they're going to be back at their trading desks as you hit September. They are going to realize there's been some massive moves here across the commodity complex, everything from crude oil here to gold to palladium to platinum to silver to natural gas prices, and they are going to get FOMO here. And we've seen it here within the data. Many traders out there starting to buy very late into the move where we've already booked these profits, right? Last week, very end of August is where you want to be banking those profits. Now, we've reversed position. Yes, so before Friday's non-farm payroll, in anticipation of the risk-off month that you get as you transition into September, I'll talk you through our current positioning right now. So we remain long the dollar here. In fact, the dollar followed through expectations, which was to get another breakout back towards a swing high. So as you know, our dollar position remains on at 99.67. So currently that trade is up over 430 points on Monday at the moment. So we remain long the dollar, and I'm looking for higher targets over the month of September. We've reversed position here on silver. So as you know, we've been capitalizing on this rally throughout the month of August, and now we've reversed position and we're in here at 24.50. So you can see the trade is starting to break down quite nicely in line with expectations here, which was to see a reversal. So again, I can't understate this enough that we're hitting the month of September. We're only at the start of the month and the dollar is already very close to breaking above the swing highs. This can put pressure on a lot of the metals here as you transition throughout the rest of the month. We've got a lot going on, everything from quad witching, end of quarter profit taking, FOMC statements, European Central Bank announcements, Bank of England. There's back-to-back news-driven events over this month. A lot of those will typically be risk-off, and this presents a lovely opportunity for us to sell short. We've also done the same with platinum. We banked 800 points last week, and we've now reversed position, and we've gone in for a sell short here, which is moving into profit. In fact, all of our sell shorts here on the metals, they've all moved nicely into profit. I mean, you can see here exactly what we're looking for right now. We've already started to break down after Friday's non-farm payroll. This has further been confirmed by the data as well. What I've observed out there a lot, especially recently, as you know, many of the hedge funds and money managers, they were bag holding here back from 7th of May when we had the break back above 2,050 US dollars per ounce. Many of them got long at that point. Over 80% went long. Over the following months of May, June, July, they've slowly but surely all been stopped out. And now we're at the point where many of those hedge funds and money managers, they got liquidated right into the middle of August. This is where we, of course, had that pump to the upside. You remember we talked you through big buy opportunities down here at 1900. So we've taken advantage of this opportunity, went long, obviously, at $1,889 per ounce, as you know, and now we banked that profits last week for 560 points, and now we're looking for downward pressure here on gold as we continue throughout the month of September. Right now, we've got silver, which is leading the move lower, so it broke down 1% after non-farm payroll on Friday. Platinum as well, so that trade is moving nicely in profit right now. The trade is up over 100 points at the moment, so all of that has worked out really well. Copper, as you know, with bank profits on this market, I'm still keeping some exposure because we're in so low on a lot of these metals. So we've got exposure from the swing lows. Those trades are protected and we've banked into strength here, but we're also reversing position at the swing highs in anticipation for a stronger dollar over the month of September. Bear in mind, on Monday, it's a public holiday in the USA, thinner liquidity in the market, so you might get some further exaggerated moves on the Monday. But over the month here, I am expecting the dollar to perform well, that to put pressure on the metals. So very simply, the name of the game, as you know, buy low, sell high, rinse and repeat, and you want to continue to do this over the course of the years. So the expectation here is that we will start to see this rotation come back down towards the lower end of the channels, and this will set up for a lovely buy opportunity once we move into the final quarter of the year as well. But for now, I want to be on the sell side of these metals, okay, and benefit. These trades are already moved into profit after Friday's non-farm payroll, and we want to benefit from the selling pressure here. Now, finally, just moving over to the energies as well. So as you know, we continue to remain long natural gas. Now our profit target at the moment, this resides between the 2.9 to 3 zone on nat gas. We're currently trading at 2.7. As you know, with Brent crude oil previously, we were long this market. We got long at $73 per barrel. We banked 1,220 points on the break all the way out here to $83 per barrel. We then went for the sell short from high to low, broke down 500 points. We protected those trades, and then we came out of the rest at entry price and then rotated long into copper instead. And the copper trade has been beautiful here as well. The breakout that we've seen from the middle of August to the end of August. So again, there's going to be back-to-back opportunities to capitalize on throughout this month. September can be a fantastic month if you're positioned correctly for that, and then gearing up for the final quarter of the year as well. So again, right now, multiple metals here. We are reversing position and we're looking for selling pressure over the month of September. And whatever long-term goal you're looking to achieve through trading, whether that's to create a full-time income, a second or replacement income, or just to earn a better return on your savings, now is the time to take action. If you want to maximize your money-making potential and thrive, not just survive in these fast-moving markets, then you need to adapt your strategy to the current market conditions, and most importantly, utilize a professional, research-driven approach. One of the biggest obstacles that holds back 99% of retail traders from achieving their desired success, it's not having access to the correct professional strategies, institutional level data and market intelligence to make confident decisions with accuracy and certainty. There's a huge gap between the top 1% of professional traders and the bottom 99% of misguided retail traders who simply rely on outdated technical analysis and gimmicky technical indicators that don't work in these markets. If you want to get yourself out of the bottom 99% and into the top 1% who are actually crushing it and making 6, 7, and 8-figure returns in these markets right now, then you need to utilize a professional, research-driven approach, or you'll just end up wasting lots of time, money, and effort, and you'll have no results to show for all of your hard work. In these rapidly changing markets, you need to be constantly innovating and evolving. Technical analysis and outdated technical indicators, they won't work. Those days, they're long gone. If that's all you're relying on, the odds are already massively stacked up against you. If you want to change your results, then you have to change your thinking. If you want to learn our exclusive research-driven trading approach that is never taught to retail traders, only reserved for professional traders in the banks, the hedge funds, with access to powerful game-changing insights, including where the banks and hedge funds, where they're buying and selling in real time, the key liquidity zones, so you can enter and exit the markets with pinpoint precision, alongside the fundamentals, the macroeconomics, the capital flows, learning the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly real-time data-driven cycles and intermarket correlations, then you need to join our mentorship program. As we head into the final 4 months, we are in one of the greatest eras of wealth creation the world has ever seen. And if you want to successfully capitalize on the huge money-making opportunities ahead and build significant life-changing wealth, then there's no better time than now. If you want to upgrade your income, then you have to upgrade your skills. Never underestimate what you can achieve in the next few months from now with the right guidance and mentorship. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. If you want to join our community of successful traders and take your trading to the next level, there is an opportunity for you to do so. As a member, you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinars. You get access to real-time trade ideas, access to institutional research and market intelligence, access to our private Members Academy website, and also support and one-to-one mentoring. For more information, go to jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description. So just click on the link, make an application, and we will get in touch with you ASAP.